Hello everyone. Today our topic for discussion is the 74th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1992. So my dear students, as we know that last time we have discussed 73rd Constitutional Amendment which gave constitutional status to panchayats. So today we will discuss 74th Constitutional Amendment Act. This Amendment Act, it gave constitutional status to municipalities, As we know that this 74th Constitutional Amendment Act, it was passed in 1992. It was passed in 1992. This act was passed in 1992. It was passed in 1992. At that time, during, we see that the Prime Minister of India was P.V. Narasimha Rao. P.V. Narasimha Rao. P.V. Narasimha Rao was a Prime Minister of India at that time. He introduced the 74th Constitutional Amendment Bill in the Lok Sabha. And we see that the bill was passed both in Lok Sabha as well as in Rajya Sabha, and finally got and received assent of President Shankar Dayal Sharma. And the 74th Constitutional Amendment Bill became the 74th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1992. And this act, it came into force. On 1st June. On 1st June 1993. 1st June 1993. As we know that this 74th Constitutional Amendment Act, it mandated the setting up and devolution of power to urban local bodies. We see devolution of power. So we see that India is a federal republic. There is a division of power. Between center and various constituent units of the country. So we see that there is a division of power. So devolution of the power. The 74th Constitutional Amendment Act gave powers. It provides. We see the devolution of power to urban local bodies. So it means that the transfer of power from local government from central to state and local urban bodies ठीक है ना. So we see that the act 74 Constitutional Amendment Act, it added a new part 11. You added new part 9A. It was added into the Constitution of India. में एक नए पार्ट को ऐड किया गया, Part 9A. It was added into the Constitution because of 74th Constitutional Amendment Act. ठीक है ना. And we see that the act is also known as 74th Constitutional Amendment is also known as Nagarpalika Act. It is also known as Nagarpalika Act. As we know that it entitled the municipalities and consists of provisions from article. So the article related to municipalities from 243P to 243G. So as we know that the act also added a new 12th schedule to the Constitution of India. A new schedule was added to the Constitution, that is 12th schedule. 12th. As we know that the total schedules in our Constitution is, number of schedules is 12 schedules. In Indian country there is 12 schedules and 25 parts. So we see that the 12th schedule, it was added into the Constitution. ठीक है ना. एक नए शेड्यूल को ऐड किया गया है Constitution में because of 74th Constitutional Amendment Act. Clear? So we see that the act, this schedule, it contains 18 functional items of municipalities. It contains 18 functional items of municipalities. Clear? And we see that it has brought them under the act gave the municipalities, it gave the constitutional status to municipalities, and it has brought them under the preview of justifiable part of the Constitution. As we know that there are two types of urban bodies. Institutions of self-government. Two types. Institutions of self-government. Two types of urban bodies. Institutions of self-government. As we know that Article 243Q. Article 243Q and The second is we see that the institutions of planning. Institutions of planning. Clear? Institutions of planning. Two institutions of planning. As we know that the municipalities. Clear? Two types of urban bodies. We have two types of urban bodies. Institutions of self-government and institutions for planning. ठीक है ना? So as we know that Lord Ripon, the British Viceroy of India, Lord Ripon, in 1882, we see that he gave the first time this Lord Ripon. He is known as the father of local self-government in India. So, father of local self-government in India is Lord Ripon, British Viceroy in 1882. Clear? He gave, we see that, the powers to local urban bodies. Clear? So there was a devolution of power at that time in 1882. So that is why Lord Ripon is known as the father of local self-government in India. Father of local self-government in India. Now, as we know that, so far the features of the 74th Constitutional Amendment Act is concerned, we see that this act, it provides three types of municipalities. The act provides three types of municipalities. As we know that the act provides three types of municipalities. The institutions of self-government called municipalities are of three types. It's are of three types. First, Nagar Panchayat. Nagar Panchayat. So, Nagar Panchayat, as we know that Nagar Panchayat is a transitional area. Transitional means an area being transformed from a rural to urban, from a rural area to urban area. ठीक है? And second, municipal council for small urban area. And second, municipal council for small urban area. And third, municipal corporation for larger area. So 74th Constitutional Amendment Act provided three types of municipalities. ठीक है ना? First Nagar Panchayat for transitional area. Transitional means an area being transformed from rural to urban area. ठीक है ना? And second, municipal council for small urban areas and municipal corporation for large areas. As we know, it is obligatory for every state to constitute such units under Article 243. 243Q. It's obligatory for every state to constitute. It's a very obligatory for every state to constitute these. We can say that such units under Article 243Q. Clear? Now the compositions, all the members, as we know, all the members of the municipality, they shall be elected directly by the people of the municipal area, and we see that the chairpersons of all community, it was set up under Article 243S. 243S. Clear? Now the reservation of the seats, as we know that for reservation of seats for scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, every municipality is to be made on the same lines as in the panchayats, and we see that 1/3 of the reservation for women, this includes the quota for women belong to scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. So 1/3 of reservation for women in municipalities, clear? And we see that municipalities includes the quota for women belong to scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. So for the duration of the municipalities, because we see the act provides 5-year term, 5-year duration for municipalities. Clear? As we know that the qualification for contesting election, every citizen of India who attains the age of 21 years, he can contest election, municipal election. So 21 years age, ठीक है ना? 21 years of age. Now the powers and responsibilities, as we know that Article 243W, it confers to state legislature to delegate to municipalities such powers and responsibilities and authority as may be necessary, ensure them to ensure them as an institution of self-government. government. As we know that the state legislature, it may be by law authorized, municipality to collect, to levy and appropriate taxes and duties and tolls. Clear? So besides this, we see that besides granting aid, it was given to municipalities from the consolidated fund of the state. So granting aid, it was given to municipalities from state consolidated fund of state. So granting aid given to municipalities from consolidated fund of the state. And we see that the members, as well needed to be improved that. And with the passage of time, we see that these this finance chief, as we know that the governor appoints state financial commission after every 5 years. So financial commission checks, and also we see that checks the duties of these local urban units. Clear? As we know that this Article 74th Constitutional Amendment Act, it gave constitutional states to municipal. Earlier these were not the constitutional bodies. As we know that just like these panchayats, they were given constitutional states due to 73rd Constitutional Amendment, and municipalities were given constitutional due to 74th Constitutional Amendment Act. Clear? So this was all about 74th Constitutional Amendment Act. So my dear students, वीडियो को देखने के साथ साथ चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलिए.